Shalom Aleichem. Hope everyone had a wonderful, wonderful week. I wanted to just share a very brief insight into the opening pasuk in Parshas Chayei Sara. So the Torah tells us that Vayu Chayei Sara mea shana ve'esrim shana ve'sheva shanim shnei Chayei Sara. So Rashi, Chazal already point out that the way the Torah describes Sarah's years, it breaks it up into a certain staccato, 100, and then 20, and then 7. So Rashi teaches us that, why does it break it up in this fashion? Because bas kuf ke bas chet lechet. Even when she was 100, the latter part of her years, her old age, she was like a bas chaf lechet. She didn't sin. She was innocent of sin. And just like ma bas chaf lo chata, shar ena bas onshim, af bas kuf lo chata. Even as a 20-year-old, she's not a bas onshin. Even as 100, in her later years in life, she also was in a chote. And then ubas chaf kebas zayin liyofi. And a 7-year-old has a certain beauty to her, so she had that beauty as a 20-year-old. So that's how Rashi brings it based on Chazal. So Rav Hirsch just points out a very sharp comment. So he says, first of all, he identifies there are 3 stages in life. There's what we call childhood, 0 to 7. Then 7 to 20, we'll call that moving from childhood, transitioning into adulthood, adolescence, etc. And then there's adulthood, post-20, and that is adulthood. And she achieved a certain level of perfection. She had the beauty throughout her life. She had clear chait throughout her life. These 3 stages of life, she really had mastered in a very, very unique way. That's what Rav Hirsch adds, point number 1. But then he says something very sharp. He notes that think about today, 7 to 20. Are our 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 16-year-olds, are they innocent? When we speak today of innocence, we speak about childhood innocence, the innocence of a 6-year-old, of a 7-year-old, the tmimus of that young child. That's when we speak about innocence. That's not what Chazal was saying. Chazal was saying that the innocence is of an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, lo chata. There's a childhood innocence that lasted much longer in the days of old. Even beauty, it's kind of reversed. Chazal are referring to the beauty of a 7-year-old, 6-year-old. What kind of beauty is that? That's the beauty of a purity. A purity, no blemishes. There's nothing scarring the child. There's a certain beauty that a little child has that once you hit even teens, there's already scars, there's blemishes, etc. But again, the insight of a childhood innocence, a childhood pristineness during the time of Chazal that lasted much longer in life, that lasted till you were 20 years old. Today, it's a very different world we live in. We live in a world, as Avram Avinu says in this week's Parsha, Ger v'tol shel anochi machem. We are, on the one hand, strangers to this world. It's a foreign world to us. We don't really belong, yet we're also toshavim. We live very much in this world, and we very much are influenced by this world, and that has, in a certain sense, taken away our childhood innocence. We should be much more protected, but our teens have been so exposed, so overexposed to adult type of things. I don't have to go into details, but we understand the challenges of teens in this world. It's not a world of childhood innocence that runs all the way till 20. The world of childhood innocence is gone way beforehand. That is the insight of Rav Hirsch, a beautiful insight, something to think about as we navigate raising our children in this beautiful yet very complex world. Have a wonderful Shabbos Kodesh.